this is my current read, and this is my best friend's current read. I got her this book for her birthday, and I'm so happy to see her reading it. I am going to read in this hammock with this view. I think we have seen worse in terms of reading spots. So, as you may know from the title, we are hosting a readathon with the Well-Read Society, which is my book club. If you're new here, we are two over this channel, Sumaya and me, Sunny, and we are doing a readathon with the book club. My current read is On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong, which I've been wanting to get around to for ages, and let me tell you, it's such a gorgeous read. It's so beautiful. It's a little bit difficult to read at times, not in terms of like density or how complicated the speech, the text is, but more so in, first of all, how painful some of the events and experiences and memories the author recounts are, but also how vividly he's able to tell those stories through his word choice. It makes it all very, there's a lot of emotions going on, and we just had our first reading sprint, which consisted of 1 hour of uninterrupted reading, and I read about 50 pages during that time. I'm a slow reader. Usually I read like 30 pages per hour, so 50 pages for me was a lot. Like, it was a good reading sprint for me. I am currently, as you might notice, in the mountains with my best friend, and she's also reading. She's reading a book I got her for her birthday last month, and so it's all very peaceful and the perfect setting for reading. So yep, now I'm gonna take a break from it, first of all because it's quite heavy, but also because I want to take the time and savor it, and also I want to spend time with the people I'm staying here with. But I cannot wait to go back to this book probably a little bit later in the afternoon or this evening. And yes, I'm loving it. Also, during this afternoon at some point I took a break from this book, and instead I read my copy of The New Yorker, which has a Sally Rooney short story in it. So I read it. It's called Unread Messages. I have mixed feelings about it. I usually love everything Sally Rooney writes. I read Normal People by her, I read Conversations with Friends, and I've read her novella Mr. Salary, and so far I've always loved what she wrote. But here, I don't know if it's because of the length of the story, which did not give me enough time to care about the characters, or if it's about the writing style, which feels very stiff. There's something just didn't quite click with me, didn't quite hit. It was good enough that I kept reading until the end and did not really feel bored, but I don't know, I feel like I need to either think about it or read it again to have a more definite opinion on it. But right now I have mixed emotions, which is weird because when it comes to Sally Rooney, I always love what she releases, what she writes, so I'll give myself some more time to think. But at least it was nice taking a break from the novel that I'm reading, because I don't know, we should give short stories, novellas, magazine and journal publications more credit, because it's still writing, it's still reading. And sometimes people make you feel like if you don't read 600 pages novels, you're not a reader, but that's not true from the moment you read, you're automatically a reader. And so even if you read the New Yorker and the short stories and short poems that are in it, that doesn't make you any less of a reader. So I will count this short story as part of my readathon. I will include it in my wrap-up, and we should normalize it on like booktube, bookstagram, all the book internet realm, I guess. So yeah, that's it. Now I'm gonna go back to civilization with actual people that are not living in stories, and I will let you know when I go back to reading On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. Hey, so it's the next day. This is day 2 and also final day of the readathon. I would love to finish this book today for the readathon so that I have at least finished one entire book during the readathon. However, last night I did not read. I did read The Happy Reader, which is a literary magazine, and so there was this super long interview by an artist called Moses Sumney, whom I love his music, and it was a very long interview and conversation with the author and journalist Gia Tolentino, I think that's her name. She is the author of the book Trick Mirror, which you probably have seen somewhere on social media because it's been very present lately, and so I've absolutely love this magazine and this interview. I do not regret the super expensive price of it. It was worth it in my opinion, and it was just so lovely to see an artist and a journalist talk about literature, because I think like those are two professions where you have a specific sensibility to writing and to books. So yeah, it was very interesting. So I still did some reading that I think should count for my readathon wrap-up. I'm gonna put in the magazines because I read some short stories, I read some long interviews and conversations, but yeah, when it comes to fiction, I am going to pick up reading On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous now, so that's what we're gonna do. Be leaving and I get car sick, so I cannot read in the car. However, I have my trustworthy headphones, so I will be listening to an audiobook. I am currently listening to The Other Black Girl. I forgot the name of the author, but I will put it somewhere on the screen. And so far I'm loving it. I'm intrigued, I'm into the story, I want to know what happened, so that's what I'll be listening to in the car. So still participating in a readathon with an audiobook, because if I read a physical copy, there is no guarantee what will come out of my mouth. So yep, let's get it home.